Hi, we're here. Hello, Eleanor.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. I'm happy that you're begrudgingly doing this.
Oh, it's so awful. I literally, social media, I hate, period. You know that. But this is even worse. Let's go live.
It's like, jumping without a net,
Jumping without a net. No one knows how to get where it is. People keep texting. How do I get? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to get there. How should I tell you how to get there?
You can. Well, you're here. You're here without your microphone. Well, I mean, you have a microphone.
Oh, but... is the microphone okay?
There you go. Look, someone found it. Peter.
Hi, Peter. Wait, is the mic? Does it sound okay though?
Yeah. You sound fine. Yeah, you sound fine. Yeah, and you can hear me too, right?
Right. Do you have this nice microphone that's plugged in? Yours is plugged in.
Mine is plugged in.
This is mine.
Yeah.
It's just like this is what I use it for.
I think for the next episode, we'll try to get it together.
Next episode. Oh, we're gonna do this again.
Multiple times. Multiple times a week, actually. Maybe.
What? Really?
I mean, I would like to. I've actually, for anybody who doesn't know, my name is Brian. I have been trying to convince Eleanor to do her own podcast for a little while, and she's finally said yes.
No, but I have so many podcasts. That's the problem. I have the What's Up Doc podcast. I have a Comedy Store podcast. So I love it, but I guess you do have to do a million things. But also YouTube has been growing, and I thank you guys, whoever's listening or not listening. YouTube, because of Brian, it's been growing, right?
Well, no, it's because of you. It's because of your stand-up.
You cut my content and put it up.
That's
Brian,
true.
my wizard.
Here's What's Up, Doc. This is the other show you got going on right now, right?
With Mr. Jeff Danish. Yeah, we have a blast doing that.
Danish or Danis? Danish?
We
Jeff
call him
Danish?
You can call him Danis if you want, but we call him Danish. He says to pronounce it like that. I don't know. Happy Yom Kippur, I guess. None of my business.
So this show, you guys watch a documentary each week and then talk about it.
And last week we did, or this week rather, is Andre the Giant. They're all fun. Did you see that, Doc?
I think I saw the Obey documentary that had to do with the picture of Andre the Giant, but not Andre the Giant.
But that's like an artist that just is obsessed.
Yes, I think so. Sherry Lynn.
I'm gonna post it everywhere. I never saw that one. I think we're gonna. I'm wearing my Uncle Vinny's shirt because I'm doing Uncle Vinny's on October 13th. Point Pleasant. Ain't that's not near you, right? No, that's not your neck of the woods. You're further south.
I am. Yeah, that's in Point Pleasant, right? Uncle Vinny's. I am I'm in San Francisco now, though, so it's.
No, I know where you are now, Jackal.
When are you going to be there?
October 13th.
Oh, okay,
it should be on my website, thanks to the great Brian. Wait a minute. Be hilarious if I'm not there.
There you go.
Yes, wow. And then Andrew and I are there. We're at the Algonquin or something. I forgot the name.
Yes, the Algonquin.
One of them.
It always cracked me up that they had all those like Native American, Indian names on the East Coast, but there's zero like in the Philly, New Jersey area, like nothing. Yet everything is named after it, and you got people with South Philly accents saying Susquehanna.
Susquehanna. Yeah. But wait, I can't remember what theater. I think Andrew and I are at a different. It's in PA, but I don't think that's the name of it. Algonquin.
The Easton. You're at the Easton Theater, I think,
Easton,
right?
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
Easton
you.
Theater.
And that's in PA, but that's also done by the gentleman who owns Uncle Vinny's. It's an Uncle Vinny's breakout, bigger theater. Yeah, because the Point Pleasant one's only like 130 seats or something.
There you go. Here are your shows.
Oh shit! I thought we were going to show wrestling right now.
No.
What do we got?
So you're going to Vancouver. Then you
Yes,
got
that's this weekend.
Jersey, PA, Jersey, and then Florida. That should be fun going down to Florida right now.
Florida. Oh, it's my favorite. Side Splitters is excellent. And I've headlined there too. I headlined there just a couple months ago. But yeah, they're great. They bring me back as a headliner. And then what's the other one?
McCurdy's.
McCurdy's. So yeah, then that's it. Then I don't know what else to talk about because this is why I was nervous to go live.
Oh.
Just kidding. Pick up the mic that isn't plugged in.
Well, so I mean, you know, we could do a bunch of different things. I think one thing we should do is we should get into some of your crowd work and some of your comments that have been coming through. Crowd work
comments. First of all, by the way, I just want to say this. Brian cuts them. I send them to Brian. He cuts them. I reluctantly post them because every time I post them, I feel my soul leave my body. Just so you know, I want people to come to the live shows. It's so much better live. Cutting 30 seconds is stupid, but we have to do it. It's hurtful, but I still do it.
So what hurts you about it? Is it just like that it's just a bastardization of what the show actually is?
Yeah, it's like you're looking like this, like, okay. Yeah. And then of course they'll take, like, for instance, there's a video right now getting a lot of views on Instagram and Facebook. And it's the Rochester one.
Oh.
So the lady said, "Where are you from?" And she's in New York, right? We're in the East Village. We're at the Comedy Cellar. And I said, well, where exactly are you from or something? She went, Rochester. You know, it was. And then I made fun of it, right? The comments, hilarious. You know, Rochester's not only in New York. We don't sound like that. Bitch, this lady sounded like that, and we're in New York. Well, guess where I'm going to assume you are? New York.
Here we go.
Who knew Rochester?
You fucking heard it, right? That's great. I never heard anybody say it like that. So gross. But that's how you stay married. You move to a place nobody goes. And where are you from originally?
But all right, don't play it again, please. My stomach. But by the way, there was like a whole.
Here you go.
You know, we cut that up, but I was playing with that couple for a while.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So they were great. They were so cute. The guy was gigantic. I remember they were adorable, but it's like,
the guy was gigantic.
He was so cute. Like, he just looked like a lumberjack. And I remember like playing with them the whole set mostly. And because they were like, I think it was their anniversary or something, I put out you made another clip of them.
From the same people.
Yeah. I probably didn't post it because I didn't like it. You post on YouTube. All of them go on YouTube because I allow you to post them. But
which I appreciate.
I don't put them all on.
Yeah, it's got to be, it's got to be tough. I talked to Gary about this a lot too.
Great Gary Garcia.
Yeah, shout out to Gary.
My brother Johnny's favorite.
Yeah. I mean, he's my favorite too. I mean, he really is my favorite comedian. He thinks that people pay to come see him live. That's where they should see him, not see him online with like the stand up, which I'm like, yeah, I get it. I understand. Like,
but
I understand.
It hurts. It's like they're peeking in, and you're like,
yeah.
You're only seeing. You're not getting the whole experience. It's almost like the bullshit. You had to be there. That.
Do you think some of this stuff is making stand up like kind of having another like resurgence, like it did? I don't know, maybe like in the 80s or 90s when it was like kind of really.
Oh, we already had that. That was already happening, right. And then the stupid pandemic hit, and people were like, "We don't want to go outside," and so they just sit inside, and they're like, "We'd rather watch online And then the trolls multiplied those putzes, right? But you know what? I love a troll because we all need trolls. Yeah. And they need a place to express themselves. And by God, let it be every fucking video of mine. Yeah. Yours on here, sorry. Is there anybody even watching, or am I?
Yeah, we have 21 people right now watching the show.
Right, yeah. Really?
Yeah, yep.
21. That was my basketball number.
Oh.
I wasn't good at basketball. I'm a football player and a baseball. Basketball wasn't my sport. But yeah, it does feel like ever since the pandemic, this is the way to go. You know, this is how you get people to come out. And I get it. People aren't going to spend money. I've noticed this too. People will spend money if they know the name, right? But if they don't know the name, they're not going to spend the money, but they might Google it, look up some stuff and be like, okay, I'll go see.
That's what me and my wife, we do that all the time here. You know, I'll look up people, and actually someone who I just found, and this was actually, we just went because she was there, Adrienne Appalucci.
Oh, tremendous. One of my favorites. Absolutely phenomenal.
She crushed.
Dude.
Here. There were so
dark and dry, and just her writing is impeccable. You're like, I think comedy. Like
the San Francisco crowd too, with some of the jokes that she was pulling.
Oh, I'm sure they were crying.
There was a lot of silence. I was like cackling. You know, I'm like dying laughing at some of the shit she was saying. But you know,
we did a
Dan, say hello.
Hi. How are you guys? We did a late night at the Cellar. And me and my brother Charlie were screaming, laughing, and it was in the room. It was like a few people got it, but again, it was a late night crowd. But it was like in the Village at the Comedy Cellar. They were like just offended, and me, the managers, all the staff, and a few patrons, but screaming, laughing. But most people are like, oh my God.
I can't believe she would say something like that.
Why don't they get it? Why? It's crazy.
She was, you know, there was a couple of jokes that she did, and she was just like, you could hear people just like tighten up. And then she would like turn to him and she's like, you realize I don't actually believe this, right? Like there's no way I could ever believe this.
Yeah, she's going the insane opposite direction that most people would go in. Yeah. It's insane. But again, with the the crowd work thing, let's go back to that for a second, like posting stuff like that. Then you'll go on, what's it called? TikTok. I forgot. It's my favorite one. Yeah. How dare me. TikTok. You go on TikTok and you'll see like somebody being like, oh, this looks easy. Crowd work. You just go. And I've seen at least 12 different people being like, where are you from? And people will be like, Nebraska. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they move on. No, bitch. What are we doing here? You know, but they're seeing this online and not, learning or, getting out there and really doing comedy.
Right.
And they're just thinking, oh, you just go out and ask people, where are you from? What do you do?
Right. And then that's
Johnny Carson. What are you doing? No.
Right. And then most of the time, I mean, really the crowd work is just to open up the room to get into your material more or less. That's kind of what you're doing it for.
Or if you're just sometimes, and I believe that couple, I can't remember that night specifically, but it was the Village Underground. That
I think so. That was the room. One. Yeah.
And so that's a bigger room. They always send you the video of that because it sounds so good in there, and but it's also not an easy room. It's a challenging. So I was like a little nervous, and I was just doing my thing, and they were being loud. So I talked to them, much like the Dublin thing. Right. I was trying to do my act. And the Dublin video where I had a fight with the entire city of Dublin. Whoops. Sorry, Ireland. It happened. But But yeah, those guys would not stop heckling, and they were heckling everybody, and everybody was pissed at them. And when I went up and I go, "Where are you from?" Because Colin went on before me, and he's from Ireland, and he goes, "Those guys are dicks." And I said, "What? Where are they from?" He goes, "Oh, they're Irish." And so he just whatever. Then I went on, and they wouldn't stop. And then I did what I did to them, and they stopped. And then everybody in Dublin got mad.
Was that on TikTok that people
No,
was
that
on Facebook?
was on Facebook.
It was on
I
Facebook.
think it went up to like over 200,000 views, and they were fucking dragging me. Oh, did they hate Americans saying they're Irish? And I was like, I wanted to write.
The Italians feel the same way. Like anytime, like me and Rinaldi will post a clip or something like that. They're like, "You guys aren't fucking Italians." I mean, he's more Italian than I am. I mean,
just
South
because
Philly.
he's still in South Philly.
Yeah.
In his mom's basement. How dare you? That's so rude. It's Packer Park. Those are nice basements. Those are the rich kids. Dahmer calls Packer Park the suburbs of South Philly. What are you looking for?
I was looking for the Irish clip.
Oh, the Dublin clip. Yeah, it's way down. It was a while.
No, I found it.
Oh, I put it on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, you look at it. You keep pointing like, yes, me. Are you from Ireland or what part? Dublin. You're practically English, so quiet down. I always say I'm 100% Irish, and my mom will say, "And a little English." I'm like, yeah, I know how it works. And so, are you guys Irish? Yeah.
But they laugh because they got the joke. But they got the meanest thing
when you go to give them the pound at the end is the best. You're like, yeah, come on, right?
And then he did it too. They didn't say a fucking word the rest of the show. They didn't say one word because I called them English. Rape, who cares? English, forget it. Do not call an Irish person English. They hate it. So I knew it was the meanest thing you could ever say. And then when I said the other part, then they were like, "Oh yeah." They did that.
Yeah, that was great.
But if you read the comments, marron, not to throw my Irish out the window with my Italian nonsense, but literally they were like, you're as Irish as some of them were funny, man. And I would put haha under them because they were shitting on me. See how mean people were getting mad. People were so mad.
Yeah,
but I wanted to say, if I swab my cheek, right? Because they're like, "You're not Irish." I'm like, if I swab my cheek, American does not come out. It doesn't say American. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah,
we don't register.
At what point on the DNA test does the Americans start to show up?
I don't know. We're babies. We're only 250 years old. How old are we? I'm not good.
Close to 250. Like close to 250, right?
The 40s. I forget what we're in. But you know what I mean? We're babies, so it's not registering. But our heritage, we're the mutts of every country. So there is no
247.
We have no identity, if you will.
Yeah, they do out here in California, which I think is bizarre. That's the one thing I noticed moving out west. Like on the East Coast, people stay true at least to their European ancestry, like Irish or Italian or something like that. But they they don't do that here at all.
Yeah,
right. They don't do that here at all. I don't notice.
I don't know. I mean, you grew up in Jersey, growing up in South Philly in a predominantly Italian neighborhood. They would continuously be like, "Oh, Eleanor's Irish," but more like, "I wish I was Italian." Like, just shitting on me. My friend Anthony texts me every day, and he's like, "You never hear people say, I'm in the mood for Irish food tonight, motherfucker."
True.
You don't have to agree. I'm a hillbilly. Me too, kind of. A hillbilly from where? Where's the hillbilly from?
Eastern Kentucky.
Oh, wow. We watched The Wild Whites of West Virginia. Holy have you seen this?
I have. Yeah, I have. It's a
This documentary was so funny and sad at the same time, but I could relate, but like in a city version.
right.
You know what I mean? Like we're not
Yeah, white trash is white trash.
What
Eleanor. I mean,
exactly?
come on, you know?
Just different neighborhood. That's all. We just handle it slightly different. But oh my God, it was so funny. And these people were phenomenal. I still have a crush on Jessica White.
That was the dancing guy, right? The dancing guy. Yeah, that was a crazy documentary. That was Johnny Knoxville, I think, put that
Oh
out,
yeah.
right?
Yep. And they literally didn't call it tap dancing, they called it talking feet. What?
Sounds like something Theo Vaughn would say.
Yeah, exactly. This makes sense. Theo's a hillbilly too, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he would be like more like a woodsy. No, what would you call that? Like
I don't know. It's Hick.
Hickey. Yeah. I love Theo. Theo's so funny. I think it was a clip of Rogan had two of my favorites, Kim Congdon and Sarah Weinshank on, and they were talking about. I guess they were talking about writing, and both of them are great writers. I did a short web series with them for Comedy Central a long time ago. And, they're just really good writers, but they were talking about writing, I guess. And Joe brought up, he goes, what if you saw, Joe Rogan said, what if you saw like Theo's, what he says written down? Like, like he just submits a joke. Like, so my uncle got bit by a gay guy. So we'll see.
Yeah. It's one of the best jokes of all time.
On paper, you're like, what the hell is he saying?
Yeah.
So good.
I noticed more and more, one from doing your clips, but also doing stuff with Dom or with Steve or with Gary, and doing a lot of podcasts and then doing stand-up clips, seeing how it's more or less how you guys think is how you write,
Of course.
And it seems like with like Theo, it's easy to see because it's like he starts telling a story.
Without his accent, it doesn't make sense.
No, yes, and the pacing of it. It has to have the right pacing, I think.
Yeah.
But it's also like it seems like the way his brain works is he'll go into a story, he'll be like, yeah, so I went out and I got breakfast, and then he's just trying to figure out what he can make true or false funny. He's just trying to make it outlandish, and the pauses, I guess. I mean, it's probably him giving himself time to come up with something.
Either that or just
comedic timing.
I think that's how he talks. Yeah, I think because even when I talk to him, like
he's just slow.
Yeah, it's tremendous. It's so funny. I met like a family member of his, and I was doing a Kid Rock cruise, and this kid came up to me. Nice looking kid, young. They were in a rock group. Kid had them on the boat. Like he always supports local talent, and he puts them on his cruises. And so that I guess they were like from somewhere around there, Nashville. And so this kid goes, "My uncle's a comic." I was like, "Who's your uncle?" And he said Theo Vaughn, and I was like, "That makes perfect sense." Why? But it makes.
My uncle's really talented.
Yeah.
Did you tell Theo that?
Of course, immediately.
Did he know him?
So funny. Yeah. Did he know him? Yeah, he knew him.
He's like, yeah, that's my nephew.
Yeah, that's my nephew. It's the best. It feels so naturally funny.
What's your writing technique like? Do you do pen and paper stuff much?
No, it's
or
all over the place. Look, there's some index cards with all kinds of bullshit written on them. I have things like this. I'll do a board. I saw it was Chris Rock that does the board. Maybe other people do it as well. I don't know, but I saw it. Forget how long ago, and I thought, let me try that more for scripts. But
like getting story plot points out.
Yes, but when I did my special, I did it like that. Try to keep it in order, but I'm not nearly as organized as him. And he might be OCD, double OCD, because he is really meticulous.
Talking about Chris Rock?
Yeah.
Rock, is that what you're saying? Yeah.
The way he does his.
I know Seinfeld's like that too. I mean, he does it with paper, but same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I write it down, but again, like you came to my special taping, and like you said, the second you did a real dick thing. You went ahead and did a whole different show the second, and I did. And it's not that I did a different show; I just did it a different way. Still, the same jokes were in there, just completely out of order. That's my problem. I can't. I get.
Yeah, but I think like I said, I've been working with Gary for like the longest out of anybody. And I first, we try to say stuff to him like, dude, why don't you try to be more organized and meticulous?
It's so hard.
But then it's like, the more I got to know him, I'm like, well, you wouldn't be as funny if you did that.
Yeah, he's more in the moment.
Right, exactly.
I like the moment too. Like I could go up and just do crowd work and never do any material. And I was working with Danish all week in Vegas last week, and then we did Harry Basil's the Laugh Factory in Covina, and he does crowd work the entire time.
Jeff does,
but there's a few like that. Rick Ingram, Ryan O'Neal now does a little bit of both, but before he was just all crowd work. Ian Bagg is phenomenal. He does all crowd work. So you can do it, but it has to be different every time. I
think Russell Peters is kind of like that, right? His act is kind of like a club crowd work kind of act. I think like a lot of his, like that's when I saw him live, I was surprised that he did as much kind of crowd interaction stuff in front of a big audience.
My favorite thing about Russell is he's so smart and he works everywhere. So like he could just start speaking Mandarin. You're like, wait, what? You know what I mean? Like crazy. So he'll like, and his audience is predominantly Indian, Chinese, but
Middle Eastern too. I think
Middle Eastern, but a lot. And so they'll come in and they're smart. You got to be.
I heard you're big with Mexicans. Mexicans love you, right?
Oh, Mexicans do love me. Ay, papi, mi culo. That shouldn't. Anyway.
Are there any Mexicans in the chat? Want to say hello or hola?
You guys, quiet. Sit. Wait, but somebody put a comment.
This was Greg said, have you got a stand-up special streaming somewhere? Would like to see that. Your crowd work is hysterical. Love it.
Why, thank you, Greg. I'll tell you this. My special is being made. I'm kidding. It's being built from scratch. No, we're just editing it, tighten it up. We're going to put it out soon. I'm not sure if we're just going to put it on YouTube or I'm going to see what people think. I think YouTube's the best, but at the same time, I don't want to get censored. Do they censor a little bit more here?
It depends on what you're talking about. I mean, nothing in that's going to get censored.
You sure?
Yeah, no.
They clit a lot. I'm just asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend. YouTube.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you're good on that. I think as long as you're not giving out medical.
What if you pull out the clip?
Oh, if you pull it out in it? If you say it, no. If you show it, yes.
Damn.
You can do the sound though. You can do the sound, pulling it out.
Okay. Yeah. What if it's like Kevin Brennan? Love Kevin Brennan. Chad Zumek. Oh God. I forgot I told that on Kevin's podcast. Did I tell it on Kevin's podcast or did I tell Kevin privately and then Kevin put it on his podcast? First of all, Kevin Brennan, hilarious. You know him?
I don't. No, God, I don't.
Funny. Talk about can't do it in order, organized, whatever you want to call it.
This guy?
Yeah, off the cuff, hilarious, angry Irish. Big family. I think they're 1 of 10 as well. And I remember the first time I worked with him, we were at the Stress Factory in Jersey. And because I'm a fan, and I saw he was working there, and this was years ago. And I asked if I could feature, and he goes, "Oh, you got to ask the club." So I go, "Okay." So I knew Vinny Brand, so I said, "Hey."
Oh, it was Vinny.
Yeah, I said, "Kevin, said, it said I had to ask you. So I said, if it's okay with you and it's okay with Kevin, I'd love to feature for him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew it wasn't a lot of money, but I was at my mom's house anyway. So I was just like, I'll just drive to Jersey, you know.
Yeah. New Brunswick. It was New Brunswick Stress Factory. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I did. And I was so nervous because I've only heard like great things about him. You know, I know Neil. I know his brother Neil. They don't get along, but whatever. Neil's brilliant and as well. And they're just different. They're like
different people.
Yeah. Like Neil writes, and I mean, every time I follow Neil, I'm like, I gotta be a better writer. I can't. I'm not good at this. You know what I mean? But Kevin's more just in the moment, like just naturally
high energy too, maybe. Yeah. Intense or no?
Super high energy, but like he's just, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just a difference. But he's still a good writer. It's just different, you know. And so anyway, so Kevin let me open. I go up and I'm doing all this shit about my brothers and whatever. And he goes up, he goes, that fucking bitch stole my whole act. I was like, wait, what? Because I knew his stuff, but I didn't know. Like,
he was going to come up. Yeah.
That I believe they lived in Philly for a while. They were Chicago.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he was. Like Nova,
like the suburbs. Like their parents were successful, so they had a bigger house. So you know, my stuff is more like we grew up in a row home. I did have to.
Oh, they have 10 kids, Irish Catholic, 10 kids also.
Well, I know there's 10 because Neil's the baby, and Kevin's a little older than Neil. And Kevin goes, we're in the dressing room, and he goes, don't you hate it when they try to tell you what to do, your older brothers and sisters? And I go, yeah, when I was 5, what the fuck? Like, we're adults now. Like, they don't tell me shit. And he goes, oh, they still tell me what to do. I was like, oh my God. So I guess they have more of an intense kind of thing. Whereas my brothers and sisters, we don't give a shit. We all get along. Even if we don't get along, we get along. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We just like
tolerate each other. Yeah, whatever. She's there.
That's just how he is. Yeah, you know, he's gonna be loud. He's gonna, you know, she's gonna do this. Whatever it is, you know. Eleanor's gonna be a pain in the ass when she comes home and clean everything up and yell at everybody.
I feel like you're probably the one who has your head on the most straight. Is that not true?
No, not at all.
No, who's got their head on the most straight? What sibling is that? It's not you.
No,
I was pegged it to be you.
No, I would
together. No,
I would put anybody over.
Anybody over you, really?
I think so. I mean, we're all a little nutty, but shit, I'm a mess. I'm still chasing my dream or whatever. They're just like, bitch, we have houses and kids and we have our shit together. I mean, none of us really have our, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, what does having your shit together mean anyway?
Do you?
I mean, I have an apartment and I get paid. I mean, it's Monday at noon and I'm doing the same thing you're doing. So yeah, I think I'm doing good. Yeah. We're chilling.
Good for you.
Yeah. It's Monday, 12:30. I mean, who cares? You know?
And I get to fly to Vancouver this weekend, work at House of Comedy. Very exciting. But Chad, go back to the Chad thing. It was silly. He was drunk and I feel bad I didn't answer Greg's what about Chad, Eleanor? Hilarious. Chad, very nice. Chad was very nice to me. He dropped my name a lot at places that I didn't like too much, but I told him about it and he was fine. And I said, don't do that, you know. But
do you know him from the neighborhood or something like that? Is that what it is?
No, I just met him in LA through Sam Tripoli, but then he would go to the Comedy Store and be like, I'm with Eleanor. And I'm like, whoa, easy killer. But he was fine, and he had an argument with one of the door guys, and then they made up. Because the kid was opening for Brody Stevens, the great late Brody Stevens, and then they were in somewhere like Phoenix or something. I think Chad's from Ohio, but they were in Phoenix working together, and Brody called Chad, and the kid that he had a fight with at the Comedy Store was opening for Brody. And Brody, they were like, you have to make up. And so they did.
Brody passed away, right?
Yeah.
That was like a couple years ago, right? 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Yeah.
You got it. Yeah. And but anyway, so I met Chad through Brody, and then we were in New York, and I was working at Gotham Comedy Club, and Chad was there, and I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" But he had been drinking, and he was really drunk, and he was staying with a friend in Jersey, and I go, man, how are you gonna get to the train? And he's like, I'm good. And I go, you know what? Let's get in a cab and we'll go, because I was staying kind of midtown. So I go, we'll get in the train. I'll take you. We'll get in a cab and we'll go to the train.
I don't know. I can't blame him for trying to kiss you. It sounds like you were trying to take him home, man.
You motherfucker! Oh shit! Are you not allowed to curse? Are we gonna get banned?
Yeah, no. You're not gonna. No. Like I said, medical advice is what you can't do.
So this is a guy thing. If I say, come on, we're going to the train. We're getting in a cab. He could barely stand up.
You're like, let me take you home.
I didn't say take him. I would have taken him to my hotel if I wanted anything. I had a hotel in New York City by myself. I wasn't like,
I'm sorry to cut you off. Finish the story, and then I'll make my I'll pass judgment.
Pass judgment all you want, bitch. What happened was, as soon as he got in the cab, he starts like he's kind of hanging on me, and I'm like pushing him. And then he tried to kiss me, and I was like, don't ever. And I just chucked it up. And he was drunk. I didn't give a shit. I wasn't offended or anything. And then I took him to the train station. I even walked him down. I got out of the cab. So maybe I was asking for it. No, I'm kidding. Stop doing that. That's not real. Was I a Eleanor? Are you opening for dice? Eleanor is the best. I don't know why that still makes me laugh. October 25th. Yes. Side splitters.
Splitters in Tampa. Nice. Eleanor.
Who else calls me Smell? Oh no, Jimmy Shubert will be like, "Hey Ellen, how's your melon smelling?" Like, because I worked at the Comedy Store when we didn't get offended by stuff.
Yeah, I think Shubert was telling us a story on Yodam about fucking, what is his name, driving the motorcycle on stage.
Sam Kinison. How dare you not remember that?
Yeah, Kinison. Yeah, and I was like, what?
Wait, was Kinison driving or was Jimmy driving?
I think it was either. I think Jimmy put him up to it. Yeah, I think Kinison put Jimmy up to it, or it was the other way
Jimmy
around.
Was the one with the motorcycle.
Jimmy was the one with the. You know what it was? It was Jimmy was saying how him and Kinison became friends.
Yeah,
it's like, I bet you won't drive into the Comedy Store, and Jimmy was like, oh, it's fucking Sam Kinison, and just, And
those two doors open wide, but it is like a steps, and then the stage, and then you have steps down, and he drove on the stage and then drove off. Back out into Sunset. I believe he picked Sam up or something, or maybe Sam was on the back. I forget, but
this isn't from Yodam. But
and I was at the Comedy Store, and at this point, I had my motorcycle, this little Enduro, and I kind of drove it backstage, and I just was kind of sitting on it, and the Thai bartender was like, "Oh, tell him he got off now, because it was getting late." And then I said, "Well, and I kind of just started my motorcycle just goofing off, and then someone goes, "You gonna drive that out there?" I go, "I don't know." He goes, "Well, it's never been done before." I said, "Well, you didn't have to say that." Click, click. I popped into the gear, and I kind of tinked down these little 3 steps, and I just said, "It's last call. By the way, your ride's here." And I had no idea he was scared to death of motorcycles, but he's just, and he jumps on the back. And I'm like, oh, right. And then I had to hit these 3 steps and get up the steps with him on the back. And then we made this turn down this long hallway. People were jumping out of the way. I slid up. I popped out the door on the Sunset Boulevard and right down. And he had his death grip on. I didn't realize he's scared that they had a death grip. Run me nuts.
So Sam jumped on back.
Sam was on stage. That's how I remember it. Sam was on stage. Jimmy came out, which is weird because there's like.
Were you there?
Dangerous.
Were you working there at the time?
No. I never.
This is in like the 80s. It had to be in the 80s, right?
Yeah, I never got to meet Sam. Unfortunately, he passed away in '92, and I started in '93. But Sam, I remember like when I started, it was, I believe, I forget if it was March. but it was a year later. I started in February 90 or March of 93. I'm sorry. And so it was either March or April where Sam died. What was the date? March. I forget because it was a year later.
April 10th, 92.
Okay. So I started in March and then it was April and I was pretty new at the store. And Mitzi and Alan Steven and I can't remember, a couple other comics were sitting in a booth smoking and drinking and nobody was in the showroom. They were in the main room. Nobody was in the showroom. And I had to stay on and keep bringing them drinks. Now it's 3-something in the morning. And I'm thinking, what the fuck are they sitting here all night for? I'm not making money. I mean, I was on the clock.
It
but
was because Kinnison died? Is that what
yeah,
you're
it was
saying?
a year later. I didn't know. I had no idea what they were talking about.
So they were just kind of like reminiscing, having like a thing.
Yeah, I was a kid and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing in there? You know, I just wanted to go home and smoke my cigarettes, you know, and, you know, but I just, and the owner, Mitzi Shore, and they were just sitting telling stories. And it was a year later and it was only a few of them. And it was great. It was like.
You remember who else was there with her? It was Mitzi and who else? You remember? Who
I just remember Alan Steven. There might have been 2 others, but I can't remember who it was. Alan Steven. He was also in the Outlaws of Comedy. So Sam Kinison went on tour and he brought the Outlaws, and it was Alan Steven, Jimmy Shubert, and Mitchell Walters. And Carl LeBlanc. They were the Outlaws of Comedy, and they went all over. And Alan and Sam.
I remember Jimmy telling us about this.
Yeah, Sam and Carl moved out together. Carl LeBlanc, and then Alan Steven. I guess they met there, and just they instantly clicked. And Alan's great. He's still around. Brilliant writer. Created Arliss. Wrote for Roseanne. All that shit. He's been around a while.
Do you miss the old days of Hollywood? Like back before, you know, the internet kind of came around?
Yes. Yes. But I also love the Comedy Store. Like, it's still hard for me to post Comedy Store stuff because the owner didn't like filming in there, and everything was so, like, anything could happen there.
Right.
No TMZ ever. The wildest shit would go on in this. That's why we do the Comedy Store podcast. We tell some stories, but it's way past, so we can't get in trouble now. But it's nothing like it is now. Now it's corporate, if you will. But we used to have so much fun in there, and the wildest shit would go on.
Yeah, those days are really just kind of like gone in general. Like you can't do anything anymore without anybody noticing. And then it's also kind of like, I mean, I remember my dad. You know, my dad he was born in 1960, right?
Okay.
But like
ancient.
They didn't talk about shit, you know, they didn't post anything. Even when he was on vacation with my mom, he's like, yeah, don't post any pictures until we're home.
Yeah.
Until we're home. Don't say, hey, we're in Italy and our house is empty.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like he didn't do any of that stuff. And even, you know, people, I mean, how many people get caught, you know, doing crimes from posting, you know, some sort of picture about it or something, you know?
Sure. That young rapper was killed right here in LA.
Yes, for posting about where he was. And then people came. Yeah.
From Philly. And his girlfriend, or the girl he was with, was like, we're at Roscoe's or whatever. And these kids showed up, robbed him, and wound up killing him. Like,
PNB Rock. PNB Rock.
Unbelievable. And he was what, 21?
I'm not sure if he was that young, but yeah, he was definitely young.
I felt bad. I was like, damn, I never.
He was 30.
Oh shit, 30.
Yeah.
I see everyone 30, 21, same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, he was born in 91.
Really?
Yeah, that's what year I was born. 91, April 91. He was born in December 91, so I'm a little older than him.
Crazy. Yeah, you guys are elderly now.
I know, right?
What are you gonna do? You want to join my elderly fans?
I'm married, so no.
Sorry. No, but it's neat to see how the roast beef curtains go.
Oh God, yo.
Do we get kicked off for that?
No, that should be self-censorship is what that should be. That should be stuff you just don't say because it's
in the
fucking
curtains
nasty.
back. Let's see what's behind the curtains.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Oh
Yeah.
Here.
I think it's cool as fuck though that you were there in the 90s, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's
but it was weird because I was so young. I was like, yeah, I don't even know what they're talking about. I didn't even know. I mean, I knew of Sam Kinison, but I wasn't like into it.
right.
It was, you know, I heard of him, but I just wasn't into stand-up at all.
And you really went out there to act? That was like your goal to start to
No
act.
one was interested, but I did. I did episodes of the Brothers Garcia. And I got to work with Tony Plano.
Brothers Garcia. I remember watching that show.
Thanks. I was one of the nurses. And
Brothers Garcia.
Ricardo Montalban.
Yes. Ray Garcia.
But my episode was Ricardo Montalban and Tony Plana was the director. It was very exciting.
Nickelodeon show. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
this. What
I have a clip of it somewhere. I have a reel. It's on there somewhere. I thought I had a reel out. If you Google somewhere.
Angela?
Mm-hmm.
Angela.
I don't remember the name. I was working with Ricardo Montalban. I was his caretaker, you know, at this elderly facility, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like a heartthrob for my mom. I didn't know that. I know him as what's the plane fantasy island.
Yeah.
So, but you know, he was already old by the time I knew of him.
Right.
But my mom knew him I guess when he was a teenager, he was like a heartthrob.
Yeah,
young. Like, oh, he's so cute. I was like, but Tony Plana, I'm a big fan of. He's brilliant. He's he was the director of my episode, so it was very exciting to work with him. Ricardo Montalban. Look how cute. I guess he was. Yeah, I liked his voice. I loved his.
So the Kerrigan women have something for Spanish guys. I see, huh?
Ay, papi, mi culo. Yeah, a little bit. Oops.
Oh, what was that?
Right. Is that loud?
No, that wasn't that bad.
Oh, okay. It's a text message.
Yeah, I was trying to find your clip, Angela.
Oh no, I mean on my own. Like I posted it myself. Like I got.
What do you mean?
Mr.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're saying that it was on your.
Yeah, like I have a reel, Eleanor's reel somewhere. I don't know if I put it on YouTube, but it has some acting in it. It also has like
stand-up reel.
Oh, yeah, don't do that one. That's terrible. That's old. That's from Stand Up in Stilettos. Some of the comments, did we do the comments? Are we doing the comments?
From some of your stuff? Yeah. Let's get over to that. I was
thinking some of the comments when I first put like stand up, they were like, "Oh, look at that horse face. Look at that." I'm like, Jesus. Yeah. Okay. Who cares? Yeah. I love that people.
I just scared my dog.
Oh, people think they could hurt me because they don't know my brothers.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go back. Let's see if we can go back to the beginning. Let's see.
Did people put comments here? Oh, that's a private chat.
What's that? No, all these. So I don't know what you can see. So you see everything on the right side there.
Guys, you have to understand. I'm not good at this. I did not know. Now I see it on the side.
Yeah. So what I'll do. So like, look. So you see how I pull it up now? It's below me.
Yeah.
That means everyone watching can see it. See where it says Denise right there?
Oh, okay.
Yes. And now, so.
Wait, Frank came to see me in the Bronx. Thanks, Frank. Frank brought me flowers. I remember Frank.
Yes.
Yes, very nice, Frank. You're awesome. So please, I was born in 71. Frank, you're good people. Mr. Rourke, that's from Fantasy Island. Was that his name? I think it was.
Not sure.
I vaguely remember. I remember the show, but I just remember people making fun of it. I owe you a steak dinner, Frank. Calm down. I don't think so.
All right, yeah. Here's one. All right, so we'll show the clip and then the comment. This is one I found particularly funny. Okay.
I'm excited about the Norwegian, sir. Now I got to watch Game of Thrones and rub one out because of you. How cute? Might as well. That just dried me up a little.
That was dried. That's what it was. That's right. I remember that now. I remember that.
And you wrote what? Died?
Dragged. I couldn't hear it, and I guess I didn't know what it meant. And I also didn't think someone would say dried me up a little bit because it's foul.
Together. It is foul. I am foul. Anyway,
yeah. This guy says it'd be a lot funnier if a dude said it.
Oh, wouldn't it? Do dudes get dried up?
What should we say?
Oh no, you're gonna type to him? No.
Yeah. What do you want to say? Yeah.
Everything guys say are funnier. No, don't say anything to him. I don't know. I didn't know we were gonna do that. You're really gonna comment back to him?
Yes.
But can I first say this about that set?
Mm-hmm.
We can comment to him in a second. But when I first did that night was my very first night at the Village Underground. And I was so nervous because it's like McDougal Street is already stressful. Like that's the original at the Comedy Cellar. But the VU was like they're like, oh, they put you in the underground. I was like, yeah, am I nervous? Should I be? Like I don't know why. And it was my very first night. And this giant Norwegian man, thank God for him, because he made me so relaxed. But he was so loud. And Artie was hosting. Artie, what's Artie's last name? Fuqua? I always mess up his last name.
I'm not sure.
But he was the guy that was in the accident with Tracy Morgan. The car accident, whatever. Artie's amazing. And so Artie brings me up. He has no idea who I am. He's asking how to pronounce my name. That means they don't know who you are. And everybody goes there. People shoot specials there. That's how, like, they love that room. And so I was so nervous. And that big Norwegian man just made my whole night. And then Artie was like, yeah, we want her down here a lot. And I was like, oh no, I don't know if I could recreate how much fun that night was.
So there's the Cellar, Fat Black Pussycat, and the Village Underground,
and the lounge.
And what lounge is that?
The Fat Black Pussycat and
the Village Underground, and then the Cellar, right?
Yeah, there's 4. Fat Black, Lounge, and Bar. They have 2 in there.
Oh, Fat Black, Lounge, and Bar.
And then they have the Village Underground, and then McDougal Street.
And then McDougal Street is the Cellar, like the actual Cellar?
Yeah, the original.
So where is the Village Underground, and where is
Fat Black? All around the corner. You just
okay.
And but I mean, it was such a big deal. And
they're on 3rd. Oh, so it's
they're all on 3rd.
Yeah. I thought it was because I've never been to the Cellar. I've been to the Pair a bunch with Gary, but I've never been in the Cellar or any of those other rooms there.
So my favorite thing to do is do McDougal Street, right? And then you'll walk around to do like the lounge or the bar or underground. And as you're walking, people are handing you tickets to the Grizzly Pair.
To the Pair, yeah.
Want to come see comedy? I'm like, I'm good. I have a set. Is that cool? Thanks, guys. Thanks for noticing. Anyway. But wait, so, okay, what was his comment? And I forget. We will go back to the comment.
So it'd be funnier if a dude said it.
You know, why is it always funny? And you know, my favorite thing is the guys say, women shouldn't talk like this. Just like you got uncomfortable with the dried and real dragged. It's because you guys are real pussies.
All right. Well, I'm actually gonna take.
You know what you guys are? Dried up pussies. That's what you are.
I'm gonna write.
That's why you're always making noise. You're just whistling.
I'm gonna write. I'm saying it sounds like someone's a little dried up. Question mark.
All right.
There we go.
We did one. How many comment was that from Facebook or was that from here?
That was on YouTube.
Okay, because Facebook, I think that one has a lot too. But we go on Facebook, right?
Well, I mean, there's hundreds of comments on here that we could go through.
Really? Okay. I think women's stand-ups are funnier in general. Oh, thanks, Greg. Greg's trying to get his mule rubbed. I like it. Sorry, Greg. Is that gross? That's just who I am. I apologize. I can't help it. I was raised by wolves. I can't see other comics. Thank you. I know. I don't look other comments either. I don't notice. Please know if I don't respond to a comment, it's because I stink at social media. This is why I have Brian.
Well, that's why we're doing the show, because then it'll make you comment a little bit,
Yeah,
and then we can go back into it. Right.
Instagram, it gets too far. I get busy and then I don't go back to it. And I'm like, oh shit, there's 100 comments. And so I just hit like. Even if somebody says you're the worst comic I ever hit, I hit like twice.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks for saying that.
I put a heart. Good. Comment, because if you comment, that helps the algorithm anyway, right? Look at me with that big word, algorithm.
Yeah, algorithm. No one knows what it means, but everyone says it all the time.
Nobody does.
Like, oh yeah, you got to get into the algorithm. So it doesn't work like that.
Bonnie McFarlane is absolutely 100%. Bonnie's one of my favorite comics. Not a brilliant writer. Every time I have to follow her, I'm like, I quit. She's so good. Absolutely. It's very hard. Like if I really like a comic, I will just like say, I can't say enough great things about them. But if I don't like a comic, I won't say a lot about them. Their stand-up, I mean, sometimes I like comics as people, but their stand-up's not my thing.
Who are your favorite comedians to watch on stage?
I could watch a till the end of time. To me, he's tops. I love Judy Gold was my favorite comic when I was working at the store. In the 90s, she was in LA because she was doing Margaret Cho's show, Girl Next Door. I forget the name of the show. Margaret Cho had a show in the 90s, and Judy was her best friend. Margaret Cho was very little, and Judy Gold 6'4" or 6'3", it was the funniest show.
Little contrast.
It was so silly, but Judy's stand-up, I'd be waiting tables, and I'd be like, all right, I'd stand there with the tray and just watch her. And I didn't want to be a comic. I would just be like, I'm not serving drinks. This bitch is too funny. She's so in your face. I remember her saying to this guy in the front row, he had a big cowboy hat on. And I'm telling you, this was years ago. And for some reason, it stuck in my head. And she was like, you know what Yom Kippur is? And the guy was like, no. And she goes, that's when your boss doesn't come to work. I was like, yes. But she was also in the moment and would fuck around and on stage and just it was never the same. That's why I liked her. I used to say, like, when I was waiting tables, if I could quote your act, you stink. If I knew it, if I knew your beats, dee, 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 and I could follow along to it, it was boring to me. It might do well, but it didn't connect to me. So I
feel the same way. And after like shooting a lot of comedy, being around comedians, working with a lot of comedians, if I see you year after year and then I know your beats and I honestly that I could do it, it's like,
it's weird. It's a weird thing. The great Brian Holtzman. Yeah, Brian Holtzman, you never know what's going to come out of his face. You never know what. You can't be like, oh, here comes the bit about blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Even Bill Burr, who I adore, even if he's working on a set, the joke never comes out the same way. Ever. I love that.
Do you know how he writes? Is he Does he use pen and paper too? Is it all like kind of on the dome? How he writes?
I don't know.
Do you think there's anybody who's like top level that doesn't actually write anything like down at all?
I mean, do I think he sits and types? Oh, I don't know. A lot of people do. I don't know how they do it. I can't do it. I can't type. I grew up in a typewriter store. It's triggering for me.
Seinfeld does a pen and paper. He writes everything out by hand.
Mm-hmm.
Every word too. Like picks. I think he selects every word. Also,
Thanks, Frank. I'm sorry. I'm reading Frank's comment.
Yeah.
Oh, Jessica, phenomenal.
Jessica Kirson.
Greg said, how about Jessica Kirson? Phenomenal. See her live too, man. She's similar to me, like Judy Gold, in that she's just all over the place. You never know what's coming. And she's crass. She's in your face. I just love her. I think she's brilliant.
You're like that too. I'm serious. Obviously, I probably watch more of you
so many tapes
than anybody else at this point. I definitely watch more of you. What's fun also for me is seeing you work on a bit that I know is funny, it's funny, but it doesn't work for whatever reason.
Yeah. Always the
Dahmer bit is the best for that, because it's honestly, I think it's one of the best jokes. I didn't get the whole course. No, how does it go?
No. I forgot a lot about Jeffrey Dahmer. I mean, I didn't forget the main course. And then
it's the best joke. It's the best joke of all of it too. It is. It's the smartest joke out of all of it because it's so simple. But it's so smart at the same time. It's honestly watching you do it for like 6 months and not getting a laugh on it at all. And then getting it once or twice is my favorite part. And I think that's
now I feel like if I do that bit, because I've been trying to drop it because it's on the special, but it's you have to move on. But every once in a while I'll just bring up the Jeffrey Dahmer thing, and I'll do that line just to hear silence because I think it's funny. Because some people laugh though. Lately, people have been like, "Oh yeah,
that does make sense."
But I did have a lady who didn't know who he was. Jeffrey Dahmer.
How do you not know who Dahmer is?
Okay, in her defense, she was from Denmark.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
And she was young-ish, maybe like late 20s. So, okay, that might be, she didn't know about it. So I told her he was a foodie. And then.
I did hear that, yeah. And you stuck with that. Yeah, you stuck with that. You added that in. Yeah. Added that in.
Please talk about women comics, but Kreischer, Rogan, and Joe Diaz stink? What?
I know Eleanor won't agree, but it's bro comedy and it stinks. O-Dog coming with a hot take.
O-Dog, hot take. Joe Diaz is flawless to me. I could watch Joe Diaz all day. I could watch Joe Diaz, I don't know, open his mail and read it out, it just is the cocksucking gas bill, I mean, it's just, you could call it bro comedy, but Joe is so him. It's uncomfortable. Now, maybe Rogan and Kreischer, you feel that way because they're not, like, to me, they're completely different than Joe Diaz.
All three of them are different from each other, too.
That's true. Yeah, because that's why Rogan would bring a Diaz, because that Diaz makes him laugh. That's what makes him fall to the ground laughing.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched Rogan watch Diaz and cackling, falling out of seats, because that's what tickles him. And then Joe's comedy, very funny. We used to do Joe's bits to him. He would get mad at us.
Would you do him on stage if he was in the crowd? Is that what you're saying, or you just do it to his face? He would do an impression of Joe. What are you doing? And Joe would get mad. He hated it because Joe had this bit. I mean, and again, this is the 90s. This is when Joe first came to the store. He had this bit about
his girlfriend, he would say, okay, now go put the helmet on, right? And it was just so dumb bit. And it's like, just because you're putting unicorns on it. And his girl voice is what we would make fun of.
Oh, so Rogan would do the girl's voice, like make fun of it. Got it.
You put unicorns on it and stickers. Does make it more fun for me. And he's like putting the helmet on. And he's like, okay. And then like he'll start doing like doggy style. She's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? But it was the way he did the girl's voice that we would bother him about.
He didn't like it.
Now, Bert, I didn't watch as much as I watched Joe. So I don't know Bert's. I've seen Bert. I would say
I don't watch him at all. And I don't watch his show either. I do like him and Tom Segura.
I love him
together.
in person. Yeah. When I'm in, like if we're hanging out talking, hilarious. He's done a Comedy Store podcast. One time Bert and I had the best laugh ever. We first started doing the Comedy Store podcast, and oh my God, we're on here long. Anyway.
I told you it was easy.
Shut up. You have to wrap it up.
Don't tell me to shut up.
Okay.
Producer, I'll end the show right now.
Okay. Okay. So me and Bert, we were doing a Comedy Store podcast, and it was the very first one that I joined. Rick Ingram was already doing it by himself, but nobody was helping him. And so I joined, and the first 2 nights we did it, Joe Rogan goes, come on, let's go downstairs. We'll all do this. We'll have a group and we'll try to get the Comedy Store podcast on its feet. Right. So it was Joe, it was like Doug Stanhope, and, great.
Oh, I love Stanhope.
Oh, Doug's my favorite. Like top of the line. But Stanhope, whatever, they're so good at podcasting, right? So we were a wreck, and Bert were all sitting there, and they were all in town to do Ari Shafir's storytelling show. So
okay, cool.
We're downstairs in the basement, and the guy that usually runs the soundboard wasn't there. So they were like, yeah, just make sure this button's on. And everybody's talking and going. And I look at Bert and I go, I don't even know if this is recording. And the two of us started, everybody's having a normal conversation and we're on the floor laughing. Like, he is so genuine. So I assume his stand-up is just as good. I think I saw him twice. So I don't really remember it.
I don't think I've ever seen a minute of a stand-up.
Wow.
Ever.
Yeah. And again, twice in passing.
Yeah.
Like at the Comedy
Store. Dog says his theory is that something can't be good if only one demo finds it funny. Norm Macdonald can make my conservative uncle and feminist cousin laugh. Only
100%.
bros find those other guys funny. I mean, yeah, you're definitely right.
Norm Macdonald, that's a whole different animal. He's phenomenal. God damn it.
It's like I have something I want to tell you. I'm a deeply closeted gay man. Norm, you're gay? No, I'm deeply closeted. Didn't you hear what I just said?
Norm Macdonald is, it sucks. I hate life when they take the good ones. He's so fucking funny.
Who's your all-time favorite? Like top to bottom, dead, alive?
I go Pryor. I got to watch Pryor live later in life. But even as a kid, we watched Pryor on a loop. He was one of the comics we watched. In fact, was it Pryor or Eddie Murphy? If my brother Johnny was here, he'd be able to tell me. My sister had a boyfriend, and we made them watch either Pryor or Eddie Murphy just to see if the boyfriend would laugh. Just to make sure he was
cool.
Like, yeah. And he didn't laugh the whole fucking time. And we made our sister break up with him.
I did that when I would first go out with a girl. I would ask them if they were into Seinfeld. And if they said, it had to either be yes or it's funny, but I don't really watch it. Those were acceptable. But no, or I don't get it, you were out. But if it was, you could also be like, I like it, but I don't really watch it. I was good with that. And that's how my wife was. She wasn't, she liked it, but she wasn't into it.
Do you make her watch it now?
She loves it now. She loves it. But for the first couple of years we were together, I would like watch it. But if you don't get that kind of like dry, sarcastic sense of humor, we can't we can't be.
We're not gonna work out.
It's not gonna work. And she's
know
more
what it was
sarcastic than me. I
was going to a Skid Row concert, Long Island. Nice.
Again, asked not on a date on the show.
Oh, I would love to take you. I know you're busy. Well, I'm in Los Angeles. It'd be tough. And I got to go to Vancouver on Thursday. But thank you, Frank. Skid Row's amazing. Fun time.
Skid Row.
Yeah.
So what do you have? What do you have going?
We're open for dice. She was so much better than. Oh, that's so sweet. But I'll tell you that I love that comment. But also, I was only doing 25 minutes. He had to do an hour. It's always different when you're headlining, because the feature can always come out and go boom, 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 and then get off. And then the headliner has to come out and go boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean?
They got to do 10 rounds.
I love you for saying that's very sweet. But dice is still phenomenal.
What do you have going on tonight? Are you doing shows? Are you anywhere tonight, or what do you got going on?
Probably go up to the Comedy Store, just hang out.
The world famous Comedy Store.
World famous. It's open mic night.
You gonna try to get a spot?
No, so we do.
Did you sign up?
I will. It's open mic.
Are you on the list?
I'm on the list. No, that's rude, Eleanor. It's a high holiday.
Whoa.
Shut up. I was making fun of a comic who used to do that. Some things are stuck in my head. I'm on the list, and I'm going to hell. Here's the thing. So tonight is the first half is open mic. Then the second half, if the paid regulars want to work out, they can go on. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be a paid regular. But that doesn't start till like 10-ish, something like that.
Who owns the store now? Like who's running it? Is it?
Why, are you looking to buy it? No, I'm just kidding. Peter Shore. Peter Shore. Her son took over.
Peter. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Different now.
Yeah, but it's not owned by Live Nation, right?
No, that would be really weird.
Like that's
I do love that Peter's still like keeping it.
Yeah, like I've tried to do some work with the clubs here in San Francisco and Cobb's and Punchline. They're owned by Live Nation, which is owned by Ticketmaster. Like what am I supposed to do with that? I got to call some marketing department, Yeah. I don't want to deal with that shit. The fucking corporate HR and
that's weird, but could be worth it.
No, it's not. It's not. I have a flat Earth shirt on and an alien head.
Oh boy.
Not working with
any. Are you a flat earther?
I'm not. Me and Gary G. Garcia, we are. If you can read it, we're round Earth skeptics, which means we don't believe in the flat Earth, but we don't necessarily believe what the government is trying to suggest with it being round and gravity and stuff like that. Have you ever heard of
conspiracy theories? We got to get Sam Tripoli over to you guys.
We do, yes, for sure.
Great Sam Tripoli.
Have you ever heard of the birds aren't real conspiracy?
I'm sorry, what?
This kid,
they are getting a little closer to you.
What?
Like birds? When I was a kid, you go near a bird, they fly away. Now they come close. Or are you talking about the eagles? What are you talking about?
No, so this kid was in college, right? And
by the way, you made me miss I'm supposed to post by noon every day. All right, go ahead. Your fault. What is this?
Okay, so this kid started a brand called Birds Aren't Real, right? And he made shirts. He made.
I wish I had this much energy. Jesus Christ!
Death from Above, and he came up with this whole like backstory, right? And basically, it was a satire. That was the word I was looking for. It was a satire on conspiracy theorists that, like, look, people will believe anything. And people actually believed that this was a real conspiracy theory when it was not. It was some college kid who made it to sell merch, right? Yeah. But his whole point was saying that, like, look how crazy these conspiracy theorists are. They'll believe anything. Like, birds aren't real, So this is me and Gary's version of that, saying that you can't believe anything that the government is saying anymore. That's our philosophy.
Like I say to Sam Tripoli, does the FBI just show up at your front door and knock, or do they just come right in? How's it work for you?
I haven't had it happen yet.
Keep it up. Keep up the good work. You'll
I
see.
know that's what me and Gary say. We said, well, you know,
Are you guys on the first name? I think Tripoli's on first name basis with them.
No, I haven't gotten like, I mean, anytime I come in and out of the country, I get a little extra, I get a little extra search, but I think that's just because, I'm browner than most going through the security line.
Uh-huh.
But,
the birds, Frank agrees, the birds are aggressive nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Eleanor, you're not going to hell. You're an angel. Oh boy. Frank. You could say that from a distance. If you get up close, the birds aren't real. But my bird is. Oh my God. What if I just came out? Kidding.
So you're gonna be at the store tonight? Yeah. We'll land this plane. I think we did a nice hour. Honestly,
Okay, so,
I mean, let's review. How was it? It wasn't that bad, right?
It was awful, but no, it was fine. It's just talking. But this is what podcasts are. But we got to do more. Like go to the comments more. I should have done that. I should.
Now this is my entire theory on podcasts for anybody listening. If you start a show, you need to record 20 episodes just like this, right? Just hitting record, putting it out, and getting it going. And then once you hit 20, you'll see what the show is kind of turned into.
Yeah.
And then that'll be kind of what the show is.
Okay. So we're trying. I didn't want it to be this long. I want it to be shorter.
Yeah.
And like in and out quick for YouTube, beep, beep, beep. Mm-hmm. But I guess this is what it is. So now what happens to it? Does it go away?
Yeah. Well, I'll end the stream in a little bit. Thank you everyone for watching. This has been
no. But does it delete? What happens?
No. It doesn't delete.
Like it'll live on Instagram.
No, it'll stay on YouTube as a video.
Great.
And then what I'll do is I'll put then I can make some more clips that we can put out on the channel too. Shorter segments, longer segments, stuff topical, things like that.
Okay. Okay. But know that I'm against all of it.
Yeah, which is fine. It's the begrudging podcast.
And it's 1 o'clock already. Oh man.
I know, but what do you have to do? You're a comedian.
I know, but today I have things. I have a whole list.
What's on the list? Let's hear the list.
I'm not going through the list. Absolutely not. I'm not.
What is it? It's like pick up milk. Check.
Is milk? I don't drink milk. But I got
pick up oat milk.
Listen, there's a lot of shit that has to happen.
Well, yeah, all right. Let's hear 3 things. What are 3 things that you have to do today?
Well, I have to write all these time codes down that I want.
Oh, for the timestamps.
Yes, and then taxes I didn't do. These are problems.
From April?
Yes.
Or your quarterly? Do you do quarterly taxes?
No.
Do you actually
stop because the government doesn't like you, and now they're gonna not like me.
I'm
good. I do my taxes all the time.
Oh yeah, I pay all my taxes. Do you have an accountant actually down there? Because I am in California now, and I do need a kind of entertainment-y type accountant. You got to recommend.
Mine's is in New York.
Oh,
like that. Mine's is in New York. Mine is in New York.
Are they Hebe, part of the tribe? I hope. Or
How
no?
dare you? But yes.
How dare I what? Say those
that.
things?
Yes.
Why? Is that pejorative?
Yeah. Are you part of the tribe?
No.
Well,
but I'm Italian. All my best friends are Jewish. It's how it works.
Yes, most of my friends are Jewish. Isn't that sad?
How dare you? How dare you?
I'm kidding. I love them. But no, seriously, my guy is in New York.
Is he a Steen or a Min or a...
Stop being anti-Semitic.
I'm being pro-Semitic. I'm saying I don't want an accountant unless he's Jewish.
Can we talk about the fact that I look like trash? Can we just trash this whole episode?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I got you.
It's my
Mine's
mascara on it. It's all over the place. I can't even see what I look like.
all right. It's been a great show, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Mine is in the Bronx. Mine's in Brooklyn.
Lots of material. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in or around LA, go to the Comedy Store tonight to check out Eleanor Kerrigan or maybe some other comedians. You can also go to.
Yeah, don't go. I mean, yeah, promote the other gigs. I love the Comedy Store. But
Well, I'm getting into that. Or you could go to eleanorjkerrigan.com and you could see Eleanor live. And this is where all the places she'll be: Vancouver, BC. She's gonna be in Point Pleasant in Jersey, PA, Atlantic City, Tampa. You're also going to be at Soul Joel's Thanksgiving Eve, right?
Yes. And the Saturday, I'm headlining the Saturday.
After or before?
Yeah, after.
After? Oh, sick. Okay, cool. Saturday after
Thanksgiving, I'm gonna headline there.
Cool. Who else is on that? Who else is on that show?
How do I know?
Who's booking that?
Who books it?
Yeah, who's booking that?
No, but Joel just asked me to, so I'm assuming he's gonna put
the lineup together.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let me make sure it's the Saturday. Then headline Saturday. Yeah. So he didn't put the lineup together, but I'm sure he'll put Rinaldi and whoever's around.
Yeah, Rinaldi.
It's whoever's in town. You know what I mean? It's
whoever's home. Yeah, the show. So that show before thanks. Sam Tripoli is gonna be at Soul Joe's on
the Friday.
No, the 29th
of
September of this month. He's gonna be there this weekend. Yeah.
Dang it! I'm gonna be in.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you excited.
I love Sam Tripoli. No, it'd be great if he would love to, because I always talk about my family, and he always is like,
oh, he wants to meet him.
Your house in South Philly,
Oh, so Soul Joel's got Aaron Berg, who I love.
Hilarious.
Also amazing.
Brilliant. Another crowd worky guy that's just phenomenal.
Canadian too. I didn't know he was Canadian.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The muscles and the Trump stuff, threw me off.
The giant trucks.
Yeah.
No, he's great. He's very funny. Red Bar is watching.
Buddy Rydell.
Buddy Rydell. It's so funny that Buddy Rydell is here. I don't know Buddy Rydell, but my mom grew up with Bobby Rydell. You know who that is?
Is that? I feel like it's a hockey player. No.
So Bobby Rydell was. My mom was a little older than Bobby Rydell, I believe.
Okay.
He was from Philadelphia, and his grandfather, his grandparents owned. Oh Jesus, what he's saying about Sam Tripoli. His grandfather owned this little store, and they would bring him out and make him dance and sing, and then he became really famous.
Huh.
Google Bobby Rydell. He's giant. He was, but like way before our time.
Oh yeah, I know who this dude is.
Yeah, but my mom used to go, "Why do we have to watch this kid dance?" He would dance and sing. A little kid from South Philly. Imagine that on a South Philly street corner. Why is that funny to me? See, it's things that make me laugh. And then my mom was telling me that my dad, this is probably going to be. Are we off air?
No, we're not. We're still going.
Hi, Christine.
Yep.
What was that?
Hand? Yeah, Christine. Oh, she's just waving. It's just a wave.
Brian. Oh,
sometimes the emojis don't come through
now
right.
I'm in trouble. My other Brian. So not in trouble, but
Bobby passed away last year. Very sorry for your loss, buddy.
Was he? Where are you related?
Yeah, it's his uncle.
Oh my goodness. So my mom loved telling me these crazy stories. So she's telling me about Bobby Rydell, watching him dance. She's like, "Why do we have to watch this kid dance?" And then he got huge, And then she was telling me about my grandma. My dad was like really bad kid, I guess, but he wanted to be outside. So my grandma would tie him to the porch. Let him out.
What?
No.
Really?
And I said, Mom, if grandma just would have let him dance, he could have been as big as Bobby Rydell, God bless. But wait, how old was he?
Bobby Rydell?
Yeah, my mom's 85.
That was 1960. So he would have been born in 1942 is when Bobby was born.
Yeah, he was really young when they would make him dance.
He's probably 18.
Yeah, but just curious how old he was. He got really.
He would have been 81 right now.
81. Okay, so he was a little younger than my mom. Yeah. He was a little younger than my mom. My mom's 85, but it's still they just sit there and be like, oh, we can't go in that store without having to watch the kid dance.
So he was in a store doing the dance.
It was like a grocery store that they owned. So funny. But it was like, when and this is a different time. When kids came in, they had to wait. The adults were sitting, and the kid. It wasn't like now where
my grandmother told me that when she was a kid,
it was like you get.
She used to go to the A&P, and she would bring her little sister in the stroller, and they just leave the stroller out in front of the store.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is on Flatbush Ave in fucking Brooklyn.
With
like
the
1955 with the kid in it. All the kids would be in the stroller out in front. You could just pick a baby, take a baby,
The good old days.
Yeah, those were the days. You could just go up and you could just smell one of them at a time all the way down the line. This is what you need, Eleanor. Down.
Does have a street named after him, and oh, that's great. He does have a street named after him in Philly, and he also, my brother lived in the building on Broad Street that had, I think Bobby was on it, but definitely Mario Alonso was on it.
What? We had a little bit of an inappropriate touching issue with my sister and some of my cousins, but as he aged up, it mellowed out. Thanks for letting us know, my
buddy. All right. That's nice. That's good public knowledge. Somebody said TMI. Denise, yeah. TMI. I was on the swim team. You and your sister at Johnson's Field. Really? Oh, that's awesome. Were you one of my good swimmers? I'm kidding.
When me and my little sister, you were a swimmer. You swam?
I was a lifeguard. I was a swimmer too as a kid, but I was a lifeguard. Unless we were the same age and she was on the team with us. But I was on the swim team. My sister Karen was my coach, my older sister. And we used to call her Baby Hitler because she was so mean. And she would make us swim in sweatsuits. And I was like, bitch, are we training for the Olympics? Like, she also would give us Jell-O before meets. It's just like giving a kid cocaine. Flat Jell-O, like the powder. You'd eat it, and it would give you energy.
Oh, because the sugar.
Fuck yeah! And we would
I think
go.
Your sister was giving you a little fucking blow. Is what she was
doing.
Yeah,
she was giving us Coke. We would go through that pool so fast. There was nobody faster than us. She taught me how to swim, Karen. Yeah, she's crazy, and God love her. And then we look alike, me and Karen. Same. I love her too, and so we're very tall. And I was like, maybe 10, 11, maybe tops. And my sister was the lifeguard. She had to go to the bathroom. My mom lived across the street. So she goes, Eleanor, walk around and pretend to be me. Okay. I'm 10 or 11. We're in the same bathing suit. I put her hat on, her glasses, the whistle, the whole thing. I'm walking around the pool and I see my brother Billy, and we're very close in age. And I blow the whistle and I go, out. Get out for the summer. You are out. Okay? You want to act like that? Get out. So he goes, why? And I go, out. And that's how my sister talks, really loud like that. And Billy goes home and he's crying, my mother, and he's like, Karen kicked me out of the pool. And I go, you're out for the summer. Out. And Karen kicked me out of the pool. And he's crying. And Karen came out of the bathroom and he went, fucking Eleanor. He chased me for 3 days. 3 days. He was so mad at me.
This was it the city pool, I guess? Like the
Oh,
neighborhood
yeah.
pool? Yeah.
Johnson.
So
Oh, yeah.
I have a personal question for you. The Philly accent that you just pulled out.
That's my sister.
No. Do you have to work to not sound like that now? Did you ever sound full South Philly like that?
Oh my
Because
God.
I hear it was some words, but when you were like 18 or 19, was it like thicker?
It was worse. And I was going to Temple, and I was trying to be an actress. So I was doing their theater program, and they made me take American Standard English because they said we cannot understand what you're saying. That's how
At
bad.
Temple?
Yeah. Shakespeare they were like, I was playing one of the witches, and they're like, we're having trouble with what he's saying, but the way you're saying it, you got to go to a speech class because it was so thick.
Really? So you took speech classes to...
So now I'm lifeguarding in South Philly.
Now. Yeah.
See, now I'm lifeguarding, and I'm walking around, I'm practicing water instead of water. And,
right.
And I'm practicing, and this little kid, Mikey Cavello, he got out of line, and I blew the whistle, and I go, "Get out of the water." And everybody went, "What the fuck was that?"
What did she
do? Are you having a stroke? Like, everybody, what's wrong? Why are you talking like that? Like, everybody was.
It's so unique too. It
took a long time. It took a lot of beatings, but it's still in there.
I mean, it's like really when you obviously you nailed it because that's how you talk, or I guess you used to talk. But it's
if I put my shells on and a Adidas sweatsuit, then I'll just lean back.
You're ready to go.
And I'm at my mom's house a lot, and she still lives in South Philly. I'm always in South Philly. Right around the playground, just hanging out because my mom lives around there.
Yeah.
So that's when I go home. That's where I stay. It's true. You can take me out, but word on the street is you had a thing with Rogan, Eleanor. Truth to this? What kind of a thing? Like a thing? No, that's a good street lie. You can put that out there if you want. I once got in me, him, Dahmer, and Dom's best friend. No, it was Dom's girlfriend at the time. We were all going to Canners, and Joe had a brand new car.
It said coitus.
Coitus? Oh, hilarious. No coitus. Neither Joe or I would ever use that word. And I can speak for him on that one. And but so I got in his car. It was a brand new car.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what kind it was, but it was so fast, and I was so happy. Like I do love fast car, and it took us 6 seconds to get to Canners from the Comedy Store. But that was it. That was probably the longest I'd ever been alone with Joe, other than a podcast. But
a Red Bar rumor? What's Red Bar? Red Bar?
What's Red Bar?
Red Bar Radio.
Oh wait, is Red Bar the one that kind of picks on comics? Like whatever, takes the kind of shit on them. He's negative, right? Didn't he fuck with Sam Tripoli? Is that the same guy, or am I thinking of somebody else?
I'm trying to look. Yeah, the Red Bar Radio show.
Red Bar said I fucked him. That's hilarious. No,
Red Bar Radio show is an internet talk show out of Chicago, hosted by Mike David. Do you know Mike David?
The guy from the Laugh Factory? No.
I don't know.
I think this is the guy who fucked with Tripoli. Kill Tony was so good last night. Oh, good. I love Kill Tony. I love being on Kill Tony.
Oh, yeah. Joe. Yeah. I mean, look at the titles. Bill Maher throws himself at Bella Thorne. Logan caught drunk driving. The Spotify sellout is above the law.
People love that shit. So he's just he's probably big, right? And I remember he was fucking with. He's shitting on Tim Dillon. Hilarious.
Yeah, Tim Dillon, Tony Hinchcliffe.
I
Joey
do remember
Diaz.
Tripoli, him getting Tripoli real riled up, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, let's see if you have something in here on Tripoli. I mean, I don't want to really.
Yeah.
I don't want to really give him like a,
Yeah, he's kind of mean. Mike David, that's his
I mean, it seems like low blow stuff. It's like TMZ, like the TMZ for comics.
Exactly. I'm anti TMZ, but at the same time, it's like, okay, they have, if that's what they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, it works. Yeah, it works.
Do it. Do whatever fucking people. He's probably making money. I just don't like. Still trying to figure out how to. What's this?
So still trying to figure out how you fit all those kids in that little house you grew up in. I know where it is, but I don't want to say it as I lived around the corner.
Dude, and to this day, I have cousins that'll come in and go, "You all fit in here," and this is my aunt's grandkids they also had, their mom had 10 kids. My mom's sister had 10 kids as well, but they had a bigger house. We thought they were like the wealthiest people because they had a 3rd floor. Meanwhile, they were crammed in as well, but we were crammed in. That's why I think we're so close, is because we literally lived on top of each other. It sounds creepy, but it worked somehow.
Yeah.
He even mentioned producing some kind of documentary. Who?
And then he's saying, but it's kind of concerning, but he's been talking a lot about Eleanor lately. I think he's talking about Red Bar, but I mean, you don't know the guy, right?
No.
Yeah. No. Well, whatever. We don't need to talk about it then.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to talk about me, have at it, buddy. Yeah. Dig it. People always they're like, oh, because she fucked Dice. Yeah, he's my second ex-fiance. I make a lot of mistakes, okay? What? He hates that he's second.
Who was the first?
A guy named Billy.
Bill.
You don't know him.
No.
Bill, you don't know.
No. Willie B. Oh, it's Bill Burr, right? That Bill? That's the rumor that we'll start.
Rumor.
So Bill Burr, everybody, in case you didn't know, Bill Burr and Eleanor used to be engaged.
That's nice. Start that shitty
clip.
Rumor.
Clip.
Beat up by his wife. That's nice. One of my favorite moments ever. This is so weird, but it was such a genuine thing. We were at the Improv, and me and it was a bunch of comics, but Bill was there, and everybody was kind of like hanging around Bill, of course, you know. So he's sitting on the steps, and we're all just sitting talking to him, like, "You're so," we were young comics, so we were just sitting marveling around Bill. And I remember people started to move away, and he and I were still talking, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool!" Like in my head, like, "Wow, he's just so cool," and just because I love watching his stand-up so much. And all of a sudden, I was facing him, he was facing the door, sitting on the steps of the Improv. His face lit up, and he stood up, and I turned like, who the hell made Bill light up like that? And it was his wife. And I thought, really? That's beautiful. That was beautiful. I was like, that is
sweet. It's sweet. It's sweet.
We're always in the negative, and we're always, and so just to see a genuine moment like that, I was like, wow, that is. Yeah. Are you there, mommy? What the fuck? What is this Bobby writing down?
They're saying, weren't you ending this thing like 20 minutes ago? Yeah, so what? We're going a little long. We're having fun. I'm
a cacarillon. That's what happens.
Yeah, we're
all right. Well, we can wrap it up. I'll take a cue from you.
So go to eleanorjkerrigan.com/shows.
Messing with her.
Go see Eleanor live.
Yes, come see me live. Big fan. Thank you. Come out. Come see a live show. Frank, I know you want to go to a concert and dinner, but you're amazing. I appreciate it, but no, thank you. I'm a mess. You don't want this in your life. Trust.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Eleanor, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna stop the stream, and then I got to talk to you for a quick second.
Oh, are you gonna just lecture me about what I didn't?
I'm not gonna lecture you. No, I'm not gonna lecture you at all. All right, everybody. Bye. Peace out. See ya. Say goodbye, Eleanor.
Bye. Sorry if I look like Alice Cooper. My makeup's melting off.
Bye.
Love you.